Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday. It is the 29th day of June 2022. Let's get to business first. I hope you're all healthy and COVID free and safe. There are more important things than basketball. I hope that you and your family's needs in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who are every day trying to save human lives. And those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks, parkways clean. And those that make deliveries of especially things like food for our convenience. And double blessings upon the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver the children who are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography and child pornography, prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking and sex slavery. And double curses on those perpetrators, profiteers, and the perverts who traffic in this human misery for money and perverted pleasure. Finally, blessings upon those that are homeless today. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children in the United States without a roof over their head, living in the streets oftentimes, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. And now we're in a recession. And so it's going to get worse. If you could do anything, try. But theirs is the kingdom. So, back to the fun stuff. Last night we did a podcast. Raw did a podcast. Some of y'all was there. Like at least 600 of y'all was there. And I gave y'all 3 predictions that I was sure about. Didn't I? I said by Friday, Jaylen Brunson was going to be a Knick. And by Friday, Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks will no longer be Knicks. Well, I woke up this morning and my phone had blown up. Comments, everybody. Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks been traded to Detroit. So that's done. And it created the $19 million in additional cap space we talked about last night. So now the Knicks have approximately 35 to 37 million in cap space. Now they're going to need about 25 million or thereabouts to sign Jaylen Brunson. So that will leave an additional 10 to 12 million. They have that. Plus they have the mid-level exception. They have the mini mid-level non-taxpayer exception. They got money. There's another move coming. I'm not sure what the move is. But for right now, this is not complete yet. Right now, we got our point guard. They're going to give Jaylen Brunson the keys. Now, I know y'all like me. Many of y'all in Deuce Hive. I'm Deuce big time. Deuce time, baby. But look at it this way. Jaylen Brunson on August 31st is going to be 26 years old. Around that same time, within a week or so, Deuce is going to be 22. So you got 4-year difference here. This is a perfect mentor-mentee scenario. I like that. And so Deuce is going to get the keys in the summer. He's going to play at the understudy, Jaylen Brunson. Remember, y'all, it's an 82-game season. It's a long season. Deuce going to get his shot this year. No more Alec Burks as our best point guard, okay? That's in the past now. Okay. So you're going to have now your point guard as Jaylen Brunson. One of your starters is RJ Barrett, either at the 2 or the 3. Don't know what the Knicks are getting ready to do yet. And then you got Mitchell Robinson as a starter. So you got Mitchell Robinson, RJ, and Jaylen right now. Let me give you another prediction. Evan Fournier will not be a Knick by training camp. Evan Fournier will be traded by training camp. Okay? I can tell you that right now. So you're not going to have Evan Fournier there. That's the 2 spots. So you got Grimes right now. And I don't mind if Grimes starts, but I don't know what else is coming. That all depends on what else is coming. Leon, listen, man, I've been telling y'all this man is the Don. Some of y'all been tripping. Some of y'all don't understand. Please stop playing like you are mustard and catch up. Try at least. So, I'm hearing people say, well, they had to give up a pick to give those 2. That makes last year's signings terrible. What you thought? that Leon collected like 8 second-round picks because we're going to pick 8 second-round players? Did y'all really think that? Or did he collect all them second-rounders for a situation like this, where he could deal them if he needed to deal some contracts? Y'all understand now how far ahead this man thinks? Y'all getting there yet? Come on now. See, the problem is media reacts on the this back of their behind, like real quick. They don't think far ahead and understand strategy. Some of y'all listen to them too much. Leon got all them second round picks along with these short-term contracts last year in case he had to do something like this. Remember what I told y'all? Brother got plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And they're like defaulted. So if one doesn't happen, boom, he goes to B. Boom, he goes to C. Boom, he goes to D. Y'all got to understand that strategy. It's like a default situation. Okay? So when he got all these short-term contracts, they were all short-term. Kemba was 2 years. Nerlens was 2 years. D Rose is 2 years. Alec Burks is 2 years. I mean, I know they said 3, but I was trying to explain to y'all that team option means I'm getting rid of you after 2 years. Evan Fournier was 3 years. And behind it, he accumulated all these slick second-round picks. And then he just accumulated these first-round picks. Y'all still tripping. See, y'all gotta understand something. Media, when it comes to the Knicks, the first thing is always negative. Don't buy into that unless you're just a hater, and that's what you do. There are those in Knicks Nation call themselves fans. They really undercover Nets fans. I don't even know what they're doing here. I wish they would leave. But if you a Knicks fan for real, don't buy into the media. The first thing they do is come with a negative approach to whatever the Knicks do. Like somebody brought up, when Scary Terry left Boston, he was averaging 9 points a game. And he went down to Charlotte and went from whatever he was making to like 60 million. And nobody said anything. We get Jaylen Brunson, who's averaging 16 and 5, drop 40 in the playoffs and people tripping. Because it's the Knicks. Okay? Listen, y'all, it's kind of a privilege that we rent space in people's heads like that. Yeah. But the Knicks hate is real. It's real in the media. It's real because it sells. Knicks hate sells. Okay? Hating on New York has been selling since the year they won the baseball championship, the Super Bowl, and the NBA championship. The Jets won the Super Bowl, the Mets won the World Series, and the Knicks won the championship. That happened in one 12 months span. And ever since then, I have to admit, we was all arrogant in New York at that time. We was very arrogant. And that arrogance has passed down through the years, not only because of that, but because New York's the best nation on the planet. Just saying. So because of that, the Knicks hate around the nation is real. Especially, in the media. It's real. So y'all gotta understand it comes out negative always at the start. Don't look to add to it or jump on it like a bandwagon fool. Be independent. So catch up. So the Don been doing his work. He been laying the groundwork now for 2 years. Y'all just ain't caught up yet. So draft night, y'all was all disappointed. Oh, I can't believe they messed up on the draft, blah, blah, blah. Look, man. The Don know what he doing. He wanted Jaden Ivey. Okay? Now myself, if they weren't going to get Ivey or Mathurin, I was all into Tari. I ain't going to front. I like Tari. And I like Okai Agbaji. But the Don said no. It's either Ivy or bust. I'm good with that. So instead of getting players, he didn't settle. He didn't settle. So instead of getting players he didn't want, he punted and collected first round picks and got rid of Kemba Walker. That was the hardest contract to get rid of. That was the hardest one. Dude playing on one leg. Everybody in the NBA know it now. Playing on one leg. Okay, that was the hardest contract to get rid of. And most would have just bought him out. Nope, the Don said, I brought him here, I'm getting him out here, and I'm going to get something for him. See, because they attached the pick, you got to look at the whole deal. At the end of it, they came away with first rounders. They turned their 11 into 3 first rounders. Some of y'all tripping because of what the years are, because they're protected. Oh, come on, y'all, stop tripping. Let me tell you something. Let me give you some news. By 2025, I'm telling you, all 3 of them picks are going to convey. First rounders. First rounders are first rounders, bruh. We got a first rounder for Mook turned into Manuel quickly. Okay, so don't trip. First round is first round. Okay, so now Fournier's gonna go. I'm 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 feeling Cam's gonna go. I don't want to lose Cam. I don't. I mean, I know he's not available as much as he should be. I'd like to see him get one more chance in New York, though. I just feel like this boy's. But anyway, I have a feeling Cam might be included in the trade. So it's what it is. But Fournier's definitely going. I don't know what they're doing next. So let's talk about the possibilities. My first option, no pun intended, to get rid of is obviously Julius Randle. I want him out like yesterday. Like, let's help pack his bag. Like, get him the take first class seat on the plane. No, forget first class. Give him a private jet. Get out of here. I don't care where you go. I don't care. Okay? But that's going to be a hard deal to go. I don't know. We'll see. Don could do anything. But we're going to see what happens. He could do anything because he set it up that way. Julius at $25 million, that could be moved. That could be. It could get Miles Bridges. It could get DeJounte Murray. It could be part of a Jaylen Brunson deal. I don't know how they're going to do it. I had thought that he would go to Portland myself because Portland had the space. They needed a power forward. Didn't happen. They got a better player, Jeremy Grant. Portland did. Jeremy Grant's a better player, period. As far as championship pedigree, he ain't won a chip, but I'm saying in terms of winning player, make everybody around him better, Jeremy Grant. He was hurt a lot this past season, but he's a better player. So they got a better deal there. But I also am looking at Minnesota. Minnesota got a stretch five in Karl-Anthony Towns, a budding superstar, and Anthony Edwards. They getting ready to trade D'Lo. I don't know. We're not getting we out the D'Lo deal now. Now we're getting Jaylen Brunson. Forget D'Lo. But they're going to have to move D'Lo. And I'm thinking Julius would fit well in that lineup with them. Okay. I like Mr. Vanderbilt that they got at Kentucky over there, but Julius is better. Okay, I'm just saying. So if you have a Karl-Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, you still got the defensive monster down in the little dog there, the 6'1" dog at the point guard that's a defensive demon. You still got Malik. Julius would fit well over there. So I don't know. I'm still looking at a couple of opportunities that I see that they can move Julius. I just don't know what they're going to do. So that's one. Then there's DeJounte Murray. We talked, that's been in the news now. Big news about, everybody. DeJounte Murray's available. Put it that way. For this to be out here, let's put what's obvious. DeJounte Murray's available. Now, what's the price? We heard 4 first rounders unprotected, which is ridiculous. Nobody's going to give him that. So maybe they'll go defer 4 first rounders, period, which we could do. So we'll see. But he's a possibility. Miles Bridges is a possibility. Okay, because he's unrestricted. Well, now he's restricted because they offered him they gave him the qualifying offer yesterday. So he's restricted now. Miles Bridges is restricted. DeJounte Murray's on the market. Yeah, so we're going to see what happens here. But there's some interesting things going on. And we're not done yet. So there's going to be a lot of fireworks. But this is already creating enough for us right now. So we got Jaylen Brunson. He's going to be introduced Friday or over the weekend as the newest Knick. That's going to happen. And then we already got rid of Burks and Nerlens Noel. Burks especially. Listen, man. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Those two dudes. Burks during that, not Burks, Noel during that year, we were 4th seed. He was big time on defense for the Knicks. For that, 4 or 5 months, he was big time. When Mitch Robb went out, he can't catch, nothing. He can't even catch a cold, but he played some serious defense that year. In fact, I and many others were thinking that he should have been on an all defensive team because he was that good defensively at rim protection. So, best to him as he goes to Detroit. And then, of course, Alec Burke. It's not Alec Burke's fault that Tom Thibodeau didn't know how to play him. It's not Alec Burke's fault that Tom Thibodeau decided he was all of a sudden Isaiah Thomas or something. I don't know, and that almost got Tom Thibodeau canned. That stupidness. But he played his butt off for us. Mr. Fourth Quarter, off the bench, man. Like I said, if it wasn't for Tom Thibodeau misusing him, I would have loved to keep him long term. He part of Mobb Deep, man. I mean, really at his height was him, IQ, Obi Toppin coming off of Mobb Deep. That was rough, man. And that's another reason I want to keep Cam, because when you have Cam and IQ and Deuce and Grimes and Jericho, we could do something with that. That's a good second unit right there. So we gotta see what happens. But anyway, some moves are coming. Aside from those I already named, something else is coming. I don't know what it is, but like I said, the candidates are DeJounte Murray, Miles Bridges. Those are the biggest candidates that I could think of that the Knicks might move. They're getting Jaylen Brunson, so they might do a sign and trade, though I don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah, those are the big possibilities. It could be that the Knicks just move Julius Randle and don't get, really just take back a Miles Bridges. That could be just a clean thing. We're not really using any cap space there. Or send him to the Spurs with DeJounte Murray and another piece coming back. Or it could be Evan Fournier and Cam going to, with the 4 first rounders going to the Spurs for DeJounte Murray. That's a possibility. Cam Reddish, Evan Fournier, 4 first rounders, and they'll send back Murray and they'll send back other salary to make the deal work. I could see that. And that would be good. So I asked a question last night. If the Knicks did pick up DeJounte Murray along with Jaylen Brunson, and you got a lineup of DeJounte Murray and Brunson in the backcourt, do the Knicks make the playoffs? And overwhelming majority said, yeah, they make the playoffs. I agree. If they get those two cats starting in their backcourt, and they got RJ and Mitch Rob, and if they start Obi, excuse me, I got a cold, they're definitely going to make the playoffs. I call them a 6 seed, but we'll see, Of course, the Knicks haters out there going to tell, we ain't going to make the playoffs. They ain't going to be the 12th seed, whatever. But they do what they do. If we start that crew, though, and we still have the bench that we have, they going to 6 seed. Okay? They going to 6 seed. So, we're going to see what happens, y'all. But anyway, it's on now, all right? The Don doing deals, and y'all still ain't caught up yet. He's ahead of where y'all at right now. Whenever you think you at where he's at, he's 3 steps ahead of you. So try to do that. Try to catch up and then think ahead. Okay? And take, I would advise, just take NBA 2K and all related off the table and look real at what's going on here. Some of y'all looking at Zach LaVine. The Knicks, listen carefully, they're not in the market for any $200 million player. Do you understand me? Just because you can afford a BMW 5 Series doesn't mean you go after a Bentley. You understand? When you get to a certain level of net worth, you can look at Bentleys. When you're in a certain level of net worth, we are not there yet, talent-wise and experience-wise. So Zach LaVine's at 200. You don't look at $200 million players unless you're in a Phoenix Suns position where you are Chris Paul away from going to the finals. That's a different scenario. And that could be the case in a year or two. But right now, we're not in that scenario. We're not in the $200 million seeking player scenario. So when y'all start mentioning a Zach LaVine, please think about what you're talking about. This ain't NBA 2K. And no, that's not the type of dude we need. I'm not even talking about talent-wise. I'm talking about as far as the financial fit. Notice they're getting Jaylen Brunson, $110 million. Okay? They're going to probably sign RJ to something like $100 million. Right? So, so you got a couple of those guys. The $200 million dude is something you get when you're ready to take that finals leap. We're not there yet. This is year 3 of the rebuild. Remember that. But we're moving forward. We're moving forward very nicely. All right. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday. I know I am. This is good news. I can see some good things coming. I'm excited. Summer League is coming in about a week and a half. It's going to be deuce time. And we're going to see what happens. Y'all really enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Shalom.